so, on some news, reports suggest that the police are now probing SHEBESHXT's car accident that left his daughter dead for culpable homicide. According to Sunday World sources, Polokwane police have contacted the artist's family and requested a statement in relation to the crash. They also informed the family that they wanted to obtain a statement from him and his girlfriend regarding the incident, also stating that they wanted to draw blood from the artist to check his sobriety status when that crash occurred. To explain this simply, culpable homicide are actions or inactions / omissions that lead to someone's death, often without intention, because the main difference between murder and culpable homicide is the fact that with murder, you have the intention to kill, whereas with culpable homicide, there may not be intention necessarily. However, there should be negligence from a reasonable person's perspective. The test to prove negligence is an objective test measured against the conduct of a reasonable person. In other words, would a reasonable person have taken steps to guard against the consequences? To explain this further, driving while under the influence of alcohol is something that a reasonable person would not do. And as such, you can be held liable for your child's death if it was a result of you driving while under the influence, as it passes the test of negligence.
That's why we're accident.
And that was the state versus John. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. That was in 1972. There are multiple videos of this guy driving with his daughter without a seatbelt, which may land him in jail. If the same was the case this time, as a reasonable parent would make sure that the child is wearing a seatbelt in the car that is moving. In this case, however, we don't really know the specifics other than the alcohol part which is being reported. But Mzansi A-listers has made a video before on how Shebe's actions of threatening people could have led him to jail. And many people thought we were hating and actually left a lot of negative comments. But we weren't, and although not the same, his actions of recklessness came back to bite him. In terms of the law, there is no prescribed sentence for culpable homicide, and it is entirely up to the courts and judge to decide. However, we have seen many cases go above 10 years. But of course, losing a child can be seen as enough punishment and maybe lead to a reduced sentence. Or a different judge may think that the child would be alive had it not been for you and your actions and want to punish you. However, the chances of this case going anywhere may be low due to the lack of evidence given the nature of the accident, unless if, of course, the blood tests come back positive.